Namaste. Welcome to Hem Virtues, e-portal of Hema Foundation. I have great pleasure in welcoming you all, my very beloved students and teachers, to this platform. I am Vijayam Ravi from Mumbai. I am sure by this time you have all started getting several prizes and continue being part of this learning revolution. I am here today to talk to you about few subjects. Yes, those subjects that you like. And I'm going to tell you how values are going to be incorporated. So while you learn the academic concepts from these subjects, you can always incorporate the values underlying these subjects. I would be touching three major subjects today, namely science, math and English, and would take up one topic from each of these subjects and show you how they are linked with the value of inner harmony. Let us see what these topics have to tell you. In science, I am going to take up the topic atoms and molecules. You know that the universe is made up of matter, and matter is made up of small atoms that are invisible to naked eye. They are made up of positively charged particles called protons and negatively charged particles called electrons, and particles with neutral charge called neutrons. The neutrons and protons stay at the center of the atom called nucleus, keeping the nucleus always positive. At the center of the atom, we have the nucleus, as I told you now. This is always the deciding force because this nucleus will decide the atomic number and atomic weight. Now watch this video.
Atoms and molecules. This is an ant hill. The ants are busy building it. It takes many small grains of sand to make an ant hill. If you take a closer look at the grain of sand under a scanning tunneling microscope, you can see that even the small grain of sand consists of millions of particles which are minuscule in nature. These particles are called atoms. Atoms are the building blocks of all material. Atoms are made up of three types of particles called protons, neutrons and electrons. An atom has a central nucleus with protons and neutrons in it. Protons are positively charged and neutrons have no charge, so the nucleus is positively charged. Protons and neutrons are collectively called nucleons. Electrons are negatively charged and are located around the nucleus. An atom has the same number of negatively charged electrons as it has positively charged protons in the nucleus. Therefore, atoms are electrically neutral. Electrons are distributed in a definite path around the nucleus and are called shells or orbits. This concept was introduced by Niels Bohr. According to Bohr, different electrons revolve around the nucleus in their own different orbits. The atom has been compared to the solar system. In an atom, the nucleus is the sun and the electrons are the planets. Just like planets in the solar system, each electron revolves around the nucleus in its own different orbit. The orbits or shells are represented by the letters K, L, M, etc. The maximum number of electrons present in a shell is given by the formula 2n squared, where n is the orbit number of energy cells. The first orbit or K shell can have 2, the second orbit or L shell can have 8, and M shell can have 18 electrons, etc. The electrons present in the outermost shell of an atom are called valence electrons, and the shell which valence electrons occupy is called the valence shell. A molecule is in general a group of two or more atoms that is chemically bonded together. Atoms combine chemically by external forces such as heat and light. This leads to the formation of molecules. During the formation of a molecule, atoms lose their valence electrons or gain electrons from other atoms. For instance, if two pieces of wax are to be joined, they are heated. After heating, the two pieces are pressed together to form a single structure. Here, heat is the chemical factor which is responsible for joining the molecules of wax pieces. There are two main types of bonds, covalent and ionic. If a molecule is made up of atoms of the same element, it is called a homoatomic molecule. If the molecule is made up of atoms of different elements, it is called a heteroatomic molecule. Things to remember. Building blocks of matter that we see in the universe are atoms. Protons, neutrons and electrons constitute an atom. Protons have a positive charge and neutrons have no charge, and electrons are negatively charged. The maximum number of electrons present in a shell is given by the formula 2n square. A molecule is a chemical bonding of two or more atoms. Bonds are classified as covalent and ionic. There are two types of molecules, homoatomic and heteroatomic.
Come on in. You have seen what atoms are made up of, what nucleus is, and what do electrons do, and how molecules are formed. You saw that electron is revolving in the shells constantly, carrying a negative charge. And when they wish to come closer to the other atoms, by the influence of heat or light, they combine with each other, either by losing the revolving electron to the other that needs it more than to attain stability, or by sharing with the other atom and remain in between, they are also attaining the much required stability. Now this results in chemical bonding. The nucleus is most stable part of the atom, and it always remains positive because protons are there that are positive in nature. The nucleus otherwise is the central guiding force which is always stable. It's very interesting to note that atoms enter into a combination mode to attain stability and peace. Once they are stable, they become almost like an inert gas. And inert gases are not very reactive and they are very peaceful. Why? Their nucleus is stable and peaceful. Let us see what values does this lesson teach us. Undoubtedly, the lesson brings back to us with the greatest lesson of inner peace and harmony as the primary requirement for humans to even exist. The nucleus can be considered as the mind of human thoughts, and you see it must be always surrounded by positivity. Not all people are positive always, thinking about the well-being of oneself and that of others. They are not like that. The nucleus is so beautiful, but the humans never realize the power of the nucleus, that is the mind here. They always see the revolving negativity around them. Association with the right kind of people brings peace to the mind, harmony inside, and systems become stable. After all, we all want to be stable and happy. The atoms in us, the nucleus in us, is all meant for that inner harmony. Think around you to find more such values from this chapter. You will find more when you learn covalent bonding, sharing and caring, and kindness. When you learn ionic bonding, you will understand how donating an electron is wonderful. Explore, the world is yours. Now kindly answer the MCQs given. I'm sure you will do it in a jiffy. Come back. And thank you very much for being with me so long. Namaste.